A very good evening to all of you.
Uh, Dear audience, is there any my backend team? Is there any difficulty? We are unable to hear our anchor.
Yeah, it seems there is some problem at Pradnya Madam's side. Anyways,
Okay, let's carry it forward. Um, I would like to just inaugurate this particular session, which is very close to our heart. The team members who are right now with me in the front stage, they all are passionate about this activity for which they have requested me to uh, share my remarks. But before that, I think Pradnya Madam could log in. Let's hear from her. Over to you, Pradnya Madam.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. My internet got disconnected. That was a technical glitch we encountered. So I'll again welcome you all to this particular session. Thank you, Principal Madam, to taking care of the interruption. So I'll start with the objectives of the session. This orientation session is planned with the objective of taking a step towards creating an innovation ecosystem at VESCOP, and I believe if we successfully develop it, we will surely be able to contribute to the greater cause of building innovation culture across the nation. The session aims to make the viewers aware about their role and benefits they can gain through contributing to IIC activities, not only as a participant but also as an IIC team member. To take you through, we have our Principal Madam, Professor Dr. Supriya Shigale, Dr. Anil Kumar Gandhi, IIC Advisor and NISP Convener and Associate Professor at VESCOP, Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh, President IIC and Associate Professor VESCOP, Dr. Anita Aire, Vice President IIC and Associate Professor VESCOP with us. Before we start, I request the viewers, especially students, to post all their questions during the session in the chat box throughout the session. We will have question and answer session in the end. The first speaker of the day is our beloved principal madam, who is in her 28 years of teaching, research, and administrative career. She has always demonstrated innovative thinking and problem solving approach, which is reflected through the total grant of rupees 1 crore 5 lakh 98,000 she has received from various government bodies and pharmaceutical companies till the date, and 4 patents which she has filed. With this information, I feel she is the most appropriate person to make the linkages between innovation, pharma sector, and our institute clear to all our viewers. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Pradnya Madam. Hello, all of you. President of IIC, Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh, Vice President of IIC, Dr. Anita Aire, our eminent advisor, Dr. Anil Gandhi, the anchor of the day, Mrs. Pradnya Shinde Kurlekar, all my students, audience, my faculty members. It is really a great pleasure to get connected with all of you on this important platform. So, when Dr. Mushtaq approached me and he asked me to say a few words before this particular program gets formally launched, I was thinking what to say because I could see a very organized structure to take it forward. I could see their calendar, I could see a lot of activities going on. And I'm also seeing that lot of work is going on at the back end. I'm seeing a lot of meetings happening. These meetings are convened by our advisor, Dr. Anil Gandhi, and the team members, including Dr. Mushtaq and Dr. Anita Aire, are regularly discussing on this particular agenda, and they are planning the calendar. So I can see this is a very serious activity. So I was thinking, what should be my role here, especially in today's inaugural function? And then while seeing the video of our college, few thoughts came in my mind, and I felt let me be very informal because these are my own family members. I'm not addressing the audience who is non-Vescopian. So I'm not going to talk about formally what is VESCOP and what is our management. You all are part of it. This is our family, and I don't have to separately introduce our family to you all who are our family members. So I just reflect back. I see my entry in this college in 2009 and what was my vision there when I took the charge as a principal. So this institution was at a very young stage. It was the first batch was had just entered in third year. It was July 2009. So my agenda was just to make sure that this batch graduates and we provide best possible foundation for this particular batch. I'm able to see some products of this batch as our faculty members. To name a few, Mrs. Chaitali Surve, Mr. Pratik Barve, they have joined us as a faculty. So what else we should have as a evidence that we have given them a good foundation, good values, and we have trained them to nurture their passion, their dream. So that was the basic agenda to begin with, that we wanted our students to understand what is their inclination, what is their liking, and whether we are giving them enough exposures for exploring what do they exactly want. So with that intention, we initiated activities and we tried to strengthen our graduation program. And then we realized that this is a professional course, we need to have research component into it. So, in the very first year of their graduation, we launched a post graduation program and we started adding branches one after the other. And then we had master's program in 3 different branches. Now, when we have master's program, we felt let us go to the highest level in research, and that is doctorate. So we added doctorate branches also in the program. So yes, our dream was that our students also should have a good research aptitude, and it was getting slowly fulfilled by adding these post graduation programs. Was that enough? No. Why we had a thought that we should have something more than what we have done? When we were looking at the placements of our students, we were not so happy to see that some students have to compromise on the packages, whereas they deserve to be uh, much more than what they are getting, to get much more than what they are getting. And not only that, we could also see that they had good research aptitude, they had a creative mind, and they really had ability to nurture some dream of creating some product prototype that can get translated into a business. And then we realized that why are we not encouraging them to walk on that path? Why they should just postgraduate and take up a job and do a routine R&D trainee and then manager and then that hierarchy path? Why do they follow? Why they should follow that conventional path when they deserve to be on their own and they can be a service provider or a job provider later on by creating their own enterprise? Is it possible? It can be possible if we create that ecosystem. And then the direction of thoughts went into a line or into we started thinking in the direction that let us have some activities which would create that ecosystem for nurturing innovation and for creating the entrepreneurs. So when that thought entered in our mind, we then had a good discussion with our management, and management was kind enough to get aligned, or rather the management also was very keen that our students should have their own startup, they should be a job provider and just not the job seeker. And also they have to, their innovation should ultimately give them some kind of commercial benefits also. And then we thought of having our own incubation center, and I'm very happy to share with all of you that the incubation center building construction is already started. And this building is just adjacent to our building, between the building of hostel and our college. The Bhumi Pujan for that happened just 2 weeks back, 12th November. And now the construction has started. If you could visit our college right now, it is not possible. So whenever you will be able to resume, you would see the construction going on in a full swing. But this is a proposed incubation center building. But is it possible that directly our students become incubating and in within 3 years they graduate with their own startup? It seems very difficult. It looks difficult. Why? Because they are right now at a graduation stage, and directly how they can venture into a business. So again, the need of creating that ecosystem by which we can nurture them first at pre-incubation stage and then make them eligible to enter into an incubation center. That is possible if we create that system. So and then it is, it's a coincidence, or maybe we have a futuristic vision that government also simultaneously announcing many initiatives. And those days, 3 years back, government announced this concept of institutions innovation cell, and that time it was MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development. Recently it is called as Ministry of Education. They floated the idea of having IIC, and because we had thoughts in the similar line, it took us no time to take a decision that yes, we are going to venture into this activity, we are going to apply for IIC, and we are going to create or conduct lot the activities that are expected to be conducted as per the calendar given by the MHRD, so as to help our students to think in a different way, help them to become the entrepreneurs. So we participated in Institutions Innovation Council activity in the round one, in round two. In round one itself, we gave a very good performance. It was just because of genuine interest, intentions which are honest. We wanted to actually support our students and create that kind of culture. So government recognized our efforts by giving us 4-star rating. 5-star was the highest rating. So we were very much excited and motivated. Then we went for the second cycle. So we were little disappointed to see that our score dropped a bit uh, from 4-star to 2.5-star. And then there was an introspection why this is happening. So our team members did a gap analysis, they deliberated on it, and we were very fortunate that Dr. Anil Gandhi also joined our institution. He has come from the industrial background. He's a hardcore R&D person. So creativity, out of box thinking is there in his pulse. So he started driving our cell, and Dr. Mushtaq took it up as a president of this cell, and under his guidance the team started working. Now when we have reached to the third cycle, we have a determination, we have a resolution that we want to go back to 4-star rating, which we achieved in the first cycle. Not only that, why not to dream for 10% rating? Yes, that is possible. It is possible if there is a there are joint efforts, like 3 or 4 people or 8 and 9 people cannot make difference. Entire team together when work with some common vision, yes, we can create a different world. Is it just for the star? No way. We never, for your information, dear students, we never work just for some certificate, for some star, or some kind of so-called nomenclature by which we are awarded. No, that is the last thing that will be our objective. Our objective would be whether we are creating a real impact on the mindset of our students, whether we are able to make them think confidently that they can become the entrepreneur, they can have their own enterprise. And that would be, and can we convince them by sharing some success stories of our own ex students who are now doing well in this particular arena of entrepreneurship. So that was the thought. And so Dr. Gandhi had started driving the team. He had created some policy that is national, that is as per the guidelines of, or rather pointers that are given by government of India, and it is going to be our national innovation and startup policy of VESCOP. But we are going to walk in small steps. So our first step is to create the pre-incubation center, and then very soon we want to venture into the incubation center. For this to happen, we want students to train well. We want them to motivate to become the entrepreneur. And we want a team of leaders who can join hands with us and who can plan the activity with us. And that will not be just because they want to comply, but just because they are also equally convinced that this is an era of startup India, make in India, and they and their friend are capable of having their own startup, capable of having their own venture. So the team is going to motivate some more students, and that is how our team is going to grow exponentially. And we want to churn out couple of starters from our own institutions, and we want to create that kind of networking because of which our students will be supported. That is the whole idea. And so the calendar has been planned, lot of activities. I am able to see that Dr. Mushtaq wants to conduct in this particular year. He needs support of a good team of volunteers, and he also wants that through this particular initiative he would be able to help them to develop their leadership skills, team spirit. These are very important when you enter into the professional world. So there are multiple objectives that can be served if you all join us. So I think I am a bit too long. I wanted to cut it short, but I started just reflecting back, and I wanted to connect you from past to present, how VESCOP has uh, marched in its journey of education and training. So that's it. I do not want to be uh, boring, and I would like to hand over the stage, hand over the mic to our anchor. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best for this great initiatives. I just appeal all of you to join this initiative wholeheartedly and in a large number to make it a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking us through the journey of IIC and appealing the students to participate in IIC, which is very, very important part of building up this ecosystem. The second speaker of the day is Dr. Anil Kumar Gandhi. He is currently working as a consultant to many drug delivery companies in the area of solubilization, gastroretention, control release systems, dispersible tablets, etc. Overall, he has more than 18 years industry experience in the space of NDDS and generic formulation development, analytical development, clinical studies, and IPR management. He is also a renowned speaker and has spoken on many forums, including ColorCon's Innovation Forum, BASF Extracts event, and many more. I invite Sir today uh, as a IIC advisor to speak as a IIC advisor and NISP convener here, and Sir will speak on innovation aspect of IIC. Over to you, Sir.
Thanks, Pragna Madam, and it's great to be here with you all. And already, Supriya Madam has set the stage for the discussion, and rightly so, talking about the IIC, how it started, and where we stand. And on behalf of everyone, I would like to give some assurance to Madam certainly that we will be surely looking at achieving certainly the rating that we received at IIC 1.0, or also looking forward to bettering it. So that's going to be efforts, and I'm sure we'll have very good participation and involvement of students in this. So, students, my agenda today to just talk to you about why are we talking about this IIC. Maybe some of you are aware about IIC, and some of you may not be aware about IIC. IIC, of course, stands for Institution Innovation Council, and why is so important? And for that, I've put up a very small presentation, but basically what I want you to discuss with you is a kind of why we need entrepreneurs. And I would like to talk about little bit on the entrepreneurship, and that is something which will be taking us in a very innovative world, and to develop products from India. So this is something I would like to start with a quote from our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, that he says that innovation no longer remains a choice but has become imperative. And this is very, very important. As you all know that today we are doing very good in the service segment, be it in the case of IT industry, where we are one of the very good service providers. Our IT industry is doing extremely well. Or you can even talk about pharmaceutical sector, where as also we are doing extremely well in the service. But we need to move on. We need to go beyond service, and we need to have our own innovations. Our PM has a dream of achieving a $5 trillion economy, and certainly this economy cannot be achieved just based on service. We have to have innovation, and rightly so. Our education minister, also talks about innovation at the grassroots level, or innovation at the institute level. And that's the one of the reason for the policy that Madam was referring to, that's National Innovation and Startup Policy, and our institute's Innovation Council. So through these two, we really want to achieve something which is really going to take us beyond a standard service industry, and take us into the allied group of innovators, or product industry, where we will have our own products, not just into the local market, but going into global market. So that is something which is very, very important for us. And this is where I want all of you, all the student members also, to understand the need. I'm sure that there is enough ignited minds, as our beloved late President, late APJ Abdul Kalam was saying about ignited minds. So we do have so many ignited minds. What we intend to do through IIC or through NISP, as already Madam suggested, is to provide you with a platform. So we are going to act as your support system. We are going to provide a platform from using which you can build onto your own startups, or you can be an entrepreneur. So that's the whole purpose, and that's where we are talking to you, seeking your support and involvement in this. When I was student, I had heard, Dr. Mashilkar many times. Maybe some of you know him. He was then the CSIR director. He's a great scientist, and he has been advisor to Prime Minister, and he had so many laurels. So he used to, that time, I'm talking of 20, 22 years back, he used to always say that I in India should not be for imitation, but it should stand for innovation. And I completely agree, and I see, after this, after his talk in this 20 years, how we are graduating in becoming, innovative people. So this is something I really feel, proud about, that yes, we are graduating towards, saying that I in India would stand for innovation. Yeah, let's move on. So let's start with something very basic. Again, I don't want to get into a lot of theory of what is entrepreneur and what is characteristics and so on, but I still want to give a little, kind of outlook to this. So entrepreneurs are people who notice opportunities and take initiative to mobilize resources to make goods and services. So basically, what we're talking about is that, the people, or the people we are referring to are student faculty members, that we want you to notice the opportunity. Surely, think about it. And it's not really, you know difficult to find a solution. It is more difficult to find a problem. So that's where we need to focus, wherein if we are able to focus on finding the problem, I'm sure that we have enough minds who can find out the solution to the problem. So that's something which is about entrepreneurs. Now, who can be the entrepreneur, right? Let's go to the next slide. So entrepreneurs are the people who are original thinkers. That means they are the ones who can identify problems, who can think through problems. Very importantly, these are the risk takers. When we say risk takers, because obviously as a student, when you are coming out of college, you would like to have a secure job, and then you want to go join, the standard trend that goes on. But there will be few, and of course we want that number to go on, who says that no, I don't want to take this routine path. I want to take my own path, wherein I want to start my own company. I want to work on this problem. So this is something which is certainly is something taking a risk at this point in time. Of course the rewards are also very high, but the initial risk has to be taken. Then they take the responsibility for their own actions. They don't blame others. They are very competent and capable people, and they set high goals, and enjoy working towards them. So this is some of the things. Why I'm again discussing this is to that to help you find an entrepreneur among yourself, within yourself. So this is the reason I wanted to talk about this. Then next slide, if you see, you will notice that there's a man saying that standing, and he's saying whether entrepreneurs are born or they are made. Yeah, can we go to next slide? Right. So whether entrepreneurs are born or made, and there is always a debate going on. People feel that entrepreneurs are always born, but that's not the reality. That's not the actual, practical things that you will see day in, day out. Entrepreneurs are more, they are made. And why they are made? Can we go to the next point, please? So these entrepreneurs are made because they have many key attributes developed early in the life, and they have ecosystem which tend to support and encourage. And this is the ecosystem that we want to provide you all at VESCOP. So that's the reason we are saying that, we would like to make entrepreneurs out of many of you who are participating in this discussion, and many of you who are willing to have their own startup. So this is something that I want you to get the message in this session surely. The next slide. I'll just quickly talk about these points. That's entrepreneurs typically had a need for achievement. They are very confident people. They have desire for independence. That's what they want to do, something independently, and they're ready to sacrifice because it's not very easy to start an entrepreneurial venture. Now, lot of you may think that, as an entrepreneur, we have to have a very high level of technical understandings, or we have to score X number of marks, then only we will be able to start something on our own. However, that's not true. If you see, entrepreneurs not necessarily have technical proficiency very high. Of course, you do need certain level of technical proficiency, but it's not always necessary that you are extremely good at it. You are always start getting 90% marks and so on. That's not always the necessity. So with this, I just want to kind of tell you that I want you all to invite you to participate in this IIC, and help us support us in setting up the systems, conducting programs, give your suggestion what could be good for students. And that's how we come closer to making many of you as an entrepreneur. So going to the last slide, I think you would have seen, can we have the next slide? Yeah, next. So you would have seen, this particular visual which says that, Neeta Ambani saying, "Come on, India, let's football." So I would like to say, "Come on, VESCOP, let's innovate." One more click, please. Yeah, come on, VESCOP, let's innovate. So with this, I want to thank you all for listening, and I over to moderator for the taking the session ahead, and sure we'll take the questions later if you all have any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really a motivating speech. Our next speaker of the day, rather speakers of the day, are Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh and Dr. Anita Aire. Dr. Mushtaq Sheikh, President IIC, and Dr. Anita Aire, Vice President IIC, both are Associate Professors at VESCOP. Mushtaq sir will cover the need of Innovation Council, and very importantly, he will take us all in the flashback, the activities conducted by IIC in past. And Dr. Anita Aire will elaborate on IIC committee and process to join the IIC. Over to both of you. Meanwhile, I'll again appeal the audience to post their questions in the chat box. Those will be taken care in the end of the session. The questions can be regarding how to participate in IIC, if you have any doubts regarding the criteria to participate, or any other such doubts. So please get them answered today with the team. Over to Mushtaq sir and Anita ma'am.
Yes, Mushtaq sir, you can please share the presentation. Yes, Mushtaq sir, you are muted.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I missed out something in between while internet connectivity was not good at my end.
No, you
I
can,
guess
sir,
it's my
start
turn to
with the
speak.
presentation. You can
Yes,
start with the
yes.
presentation.
Yes. So great. So students, this IIC, madam has already told you that we were behind making such a council for a long ago, and eventually we had come up with entrepreneurship and development cell, EDC, which we called it earlier. Then we tried even getting connected through some other means, and unfortunately we could not succeed. And madam said that was, when it happens this way, that you desire something, so God even helps you. So this IIC 3 came up, and then we ventured into this particular uh, I'll say area. So let us start with introduction and need of it, right? So we have to understand that why the our country needs innovation. So Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, Government of India, they established MHRD cell in 2018 after understanding that our innovation ranking, which is based on the number of patents filed by Indian citizens. Okay, it is making us climbing the rank, but the rank is not very good. It is 51 in last I'll say year. So then ministry thought that why can't we improve our grading, as well as it will directly benefit to our country, of course. So they flagged 100 IICs at higher education institute across the nation. So that was the need, I'll say, for this particular thing, particular activity. So what was their vision behind it? Okay, so not only this, even they tried a lot of other things also, but particularly to innovation cell, which we will call it MIC. Earlier it was MHRD's innovation cell, but now it has become Ministry of Education's innovation cell. So still it remains the MIC only. So they flagged, as I said, and through this, lot of activities are being conducted, and also simultaneously some other activities are also being conducted by the government. I mean MHRD itself, like various ranking framework like NIRF, ARIA. You may not be aware about this, but I guess some postgraduate student might be aware about this particular activity. And now something is in a sight of government, that making national innovation and startup policy. In 2019 they have already flagged one policy, and they are making sure that all the higher education institutes, they adopt this particular policy. And then government is also trying to fund lot of incubation centers, just like we have just flagged, madam has told you. Vision and mission. What was the mission of this particular ISC activity? A lot of things are written over here, but just I'll summarize in simple terms, that they simply wanted to have innovation ecosystem in India. Whatever, I mean, a lot of young minds are there at I'll say higher education institute, and why can't we take advantage, okay, of them for the well-being of our nation? So lot of function they that were endorsed to this MIC, and their main goal, as I said, would be to facilitate the innovators. Innovator means students just like you, good thinker student like you, and make them facilitate them to go ahead to make products out of their ideas. So a lot of activity we would do over here, like we'll conduct various innovation and entrepreneurship workshop. We'll organize periodic workshop based on for investors, professional, and create a mentor kind of network. Then, as I just said, networking with peers and national entrepreneurs of development organization, and also to help or assist creating innovation portals, right? So these were all ideas. Like for example, if innovation portal I mentioned, I'll mention one very nice portal last month floated by government, which is called as Yukti, and wherein whatever IPR you would have, whatever product you will have, we'll put it there. And if some industry is interested, they can see it there, and then they can get back to us. So your idea will be sold to the industry, and both your organization as well as you will be benefited. So as I said, VESCOP was already behind it, and a lot of things were going on. So as a matter of fact, if you looked our mission statement, okay, there are 3 mission statements you must see at the website. The third statement, it talks about that inculcating the values and commitment towards better healthcare of the society. So that word innovation is read between the line, and lots of activities have been conducted by our college for promoting and nurturing culture of innovation, right? Like campus to corporate, C2C, which you call it, and then events like Fantastic, Ignition, Tech Show, you had been taking part into, right? And we are also on the verge of adopting national innovation and startup policy. Sooner, very sooner, we are going to float one I'll say session on this particular activity. Then VS Trust has been very helpful. They help us a lot in supporting support for filing patents, right? And also, Madam has just mentioned that 12th member we had inaugurated construction of incubation center. So this all VESCOP had been doing. Not only that, basic work like innovation. So you all know that there are six here, only 5 patents are being shown. There are actually 6 patents which have been, in this either in the stage of accepted or granted, right, or published. So that's what I'm trying to just say, that this innovation culture will be seen in the form of patents. And not only that, we also have a lot of collaboration and MOUs with government, I will say industries. So basically what we want to bring is that particular culture of innovation plus entrepreneurship. Okay, so in 2018 government floated this idea that this kind of activities be conducted at student of higher education. Now why higher education they must have targeted? Because there are many great faculty members available, very innovative minds are available, qualified people are available, and energetic people like you students are available, and they can really if they are channelized properly, they can definitely do wonders by making products out of their just ideas they must have thought in their particular mind. So you can see over here that the body of your IC committee is something like this. Like we have this, from teaching side, we have president, convener, we have innovation activity coordinator, we have a startup activity coordinator, internship coordinator, IPR coordinator, social media coordinator, and as I said, ranking framework coordinator like ARIA and NRF coordinator. So they are trying to channelize everybody. Okay, you will figure out that they all people I mentioned over here, they are just faculty member from different areas, and all different areas they have collaborated together, and now they are channelizing it, right? Not only faculty member, they are also bringing in people from industry like IP expert, patent expert, startup alumni entrepreneur, expert from nearby industry, expert from nearby incubation center, investor. So that's what is the whole idea. And from student side, that's what we are over here today to motivate you to participate in this particular activity. So innovation coordinator up to 10 members, okay, startup coordinator, internship coordinator, IPR coordinator, social media coordinator, general members. So and also I just mentioned NISV, National Innovation and Startup Policy. For this also we'll need some students, right? So this is the general I'll say constitution of our this one IC committee, right? So this is our last year's committee, and they were really kind of I'll say energetic people, and they have contributed really well, and they have come out good activities. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we could not complete many of the activities which we had actually planned. But anyway, still we could fetch 2.5. That is speak that our team was very active, and that's what we would want the new team to be equally active, right? So last year when we started in 2018 and 19, okay, our innovation center, our council was given 4-star ranking, and this year we have gotten 2.5-star ranking. And if you all commit to us, we are sure of getting even 4 to 5-star ranking for this year. And this are also reflected in NRF and ARIA ranking, right? I just mentioned, like this is the first time VS has been I'll say that has been featured in the ARIA ranking, okay, in the 26 to 50 band. Also NRF ranking had been improving. It was earlier in the 70 band for earlier 3 years, then we were at 67, now we are at 63rd rank. So that is paving our path toward excellence. And also we were ranked first in 2017-18 by the AICT CII survey for connecting with the industry. So anyways, the point of this particular point which I'm trying to make is that innovation is being facilitated, and not only, it is also motivated. So what are all activities we'll be doing under this thing? Okay, this will be my last slide, and after this Anita madam will take over. Right. So activities of IIC, right? So what happens that every year the government or let's say MIC, it floats a calendar and it has certain number of activities. So in which 20% of activities are there driven by them. Just like we had one activity a few weeks ago, Kapila, okay, that IPR activity that was floated by the MHRD. Then self-driven activities, activities which we will plan and which will execute. And then there are certain activities which IIC has given in the calendar and they need to be carried out, right? So these were a few activities. If you remember, this is a kind of collage taken from our earlier April-May seminars which we attended, which were conducted by IIC, right? And you all have shown enthusiasm and got benefited yourself through those seminars. So these seminars are meant for motivation, innovation, and entrepreneurship development. Those skills are developed, right? Then they also facilitate having some innovation drive, like we have e-ideologue, tech show, innovation day celebration, and then ignition, of course, our pet series of event. Then bringing innovators and entrepreneur to students. So what they do, they will organize just like IIC online seminar. Earlier also they used to call it India's first lead talk series. That's what they had titled it earlier. And they used to bring like uh, Anand Mahendra and all big people they had brought to us, and they deliberated really well on certain important topics. So it is basically kind of nation building thing, right? And also they would conduct many innovation competition. Among them is the first, which is Smart India Hackathon, right? So you can see over here that it is a kind of activity where students are asked to submit their product or information about product, and those products will be showcased, will be evaluated, and if at all they find it promising, that will be readily taken up by industry right away, right? So that is the idea. Then national innovation contest also parallelly it goes, okay, in the form of series of mentoring, boot camps, international acceleration program. It is a kind of stepwise process. So the first step is innovation contest. After that, they call for POC contest. Means first step will be giving idea. Then in the second step, you have to give the product. So you have to prove that whatever concept you had given, it will work, right? So here you have to take your product in the national exhibition. If you qualify there, then you will be given a chance for international exposure. So Canada and South Korea, these were last year. These were the two I'll say events conducted, and students just like you were sent there to present their work, right? And also even in the scenario of COVID, okay, MIC floated this a very beautiful concept, drug discovery hackathon. So I'll say proudly that I and Dr. Anand, we could participate in this activity. It was a kind of activity through which they had provided free software. You can see names over here, right? Schrodinger, Chemexon, Crest, a lot of Biosolve it. Okay? So all the software are provided free of cost, and we were given a chance to discover new drug. So this kind of opportunities, MHRD is giving to us, and also sometimes we'll go for field visit. We'll celebrate some National Science Day. We'll celebrate Innovation Day. So this kind of activity keeps on going with the I'll say IIC. So maybe I'll stop it over here, and maybe I'll hand over it to moderator or Anita ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mushtaq sir. Very good evening to Principal Ma'am, Dr. Gandhi, Mushtaq sir, our colleagues, faculties, and the students. Before I take on to the last session for today, I would request all the viewers, including the students as well as the faculty members, to please post your questions in the YouTube chat box provided, because we want this to be an interactive session. And if at all you have any queries related to this IIC, then please don't hesitate to put up your questions. In continuation to what Mushtaq sir mentioned with respect to conduct of IIC activities, another area where the different activities are conducted as a part of our IIC cell are startup related activities and IPR related activities. Next. Yes, next please. So when we talk of startup related activities, the IIC, as Mushtaq sir has already set the tone, that we receive a calendar from the MHRD's IIC cell, and as per that calendar, the many different activities are proposed in various thrust areas. And since we are also in the process of nurturing the innovation ecosystem, the institute conducts many startup related activities like seminars, workshops, basically to impart necessary information related to the regulatory framework. And also we organize different guest lectures or motivational lectures on entrepreneurship, and for these sessions we invite entrepreneurs or our own alumni who are ventured into these entrepreneurial activities. Next. Likewise, we also conduct IPR related activities. Just to give all of you a background, the college is having an active patent IP cell, wherein Dr. Anand and Mrs. Chaitali madam are involved along with Dr. Gandhi. And of course, this cell is also a part of the IIC, and this cell also conducts many activities. Like if you can go to the next slide, please. Next one. So as a part of this IPR cell, many seminars were conducted in the past, and in very recent past 2 weeks back, you will see that through the initiative of the government, that is the Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness education, that is the Kapila program. Many sessions were conducted by Mr. Sunil Patil, who is also a part of our NISP team. And a basic motto of conducting these sessions is whatever innovations or inventions you do, you should take it to a stage where it is patentable. So this is also a very important aspect or part of the IIC activity. Next slide. Now, just to give you a few glimpses, we have some listed out the success stories of few established IICs. The first one is a KIT group of institute. It's an engineering institute which is having a very high rank in terms of their IIC ranking as well as the ARIA rating. And this particular institute, we look at up to it as a benchmark, that we have to take VESCOP to that level wherein we are, as madam had rightly mentioned, that we are not only complying with respect to getting the ranks or certificates, but our major purpose is served, that we are actually successfully nurturing or creating that innovation ecosystem. Next slide. This is another example of a pharmacy college, ISF College of Pharmacy, as one of the success stories that is reflected. Now we look into the main aspect of today's session, that is, for you as a student to be involved in IIC, what are the roles and responsibilities and what is there in it for you? Next slide. So roles and responsibilities as an IIC member, if you become a part of the IIC team, your role will be to help in organizing various sessions as a part of the IIC calendar, then also to help with the documentation process that goes along with it. And you will be involved in giving your suggestions as a major stakeholder with respect to drafting various policies. Next slide. Yes, next slide. Yes, so this is very important, and this is the gist of organizing today's session, that why you as a student should participate or become a member of the IIC team. So most importantly, this is really a very good opportunity for you to enhance and explore your leadership skills, yes, but at the same time to learn something new. And in the process of doing all this, who knows that by the end of your graduation, you may opt for going or venturing into entrepreneurial related activity. So that is the most important thing in this. Apart from this, if you become an IIC member, then definitely that adds credit to your CV with respect to the fact that you will be involved or be explored into various areas. So that adds a major tag or a certificate to your credit. And then since you will be part of an IIC member, Then whatever initiatives are taken by the government, like different POC contests or idea related contests or hackathons, so you will be able to participate in those national level competitions if you are a part of the IIC team member. So already Dr. Gandhi, principal madam and Mushtaq sir, they have emphasized on this. Again, I will be appealing to all the students that please don't miss out on this particular opportunity. When we were graduating, such opportunities were not available back then, but now the government has itself created a very good facility, and through the government's initiative we have adopted it, and we are providing this facility to you as a student to really venture into entrepreneurial activities. So please participate and become a member of the IIC team. Next slide. Yes, next slide. Now, how you can participate for IIC 3.0? There is a Google form which is shared with all of you through your class coordinators. Again, the link for this Google form will also be posted in the YouTube chat box link. So you have to basically fill up the form by nominating yourself. There will be a screening process taken through personal interview, and the candidates will be selected based on the personal interview performance, and this is how we will be doing the shortlisting of the candidates, and it will be at two levels. The screening process will be done at two levels. So what is most important is you have to fill up the Google form and nominate yourself to be a part of the IIC team. Next one. So just to give you some examples, these are the glimpses of few of our own alumni who have now become entrepreneurs. These are just few examples. There are many more, but these are the ones, few we have listed for you. We have Ruchi Singh, Chetan Mahajan. Many of you, you're aware of them. We have Dharmesh Mehta, Shailesh Jain. So we want to see your pictures or you to be in their light as well. So we want more and more entrepreneurs coming out from VESCOP. Next one. So thank you, and thank you all of you for your patient listening. Next slide. Yeah, next one. So we look forward to all of you joining the IIC team. And yes, again, I'll reiterate, please post your questions in the chat box. If you have any questions related to what is the process or understanding anything with respect to IIC, just to give you a very quick overview of our upcoming events. Next slide. As was mentioned by Dr. Mushtaq, that based on the IIC calendar that is received from the government, we formulate and prepare our own IIC calendar activities. So these are the activities which are listed for the first two quarters. So on 4th December, we have a very interesting session by a successful innovator, Mr. Sushant Raurane, who is also the director of Adroit Biomed. So please, though it is an exam period, it is an appeal that you can always go back and view these sessions whenever you get the time. Please don't miss on the session. On the same day, we also have a session by our own entrepreneur alumnus, that is Miss Ruchi Singh. She will be discussing her story in the journey of the being an entrepreneurship. And then these sessions will be followed on 19th December. We have another session by Mrs. Pallavi Kharkar, who will be talking on patents, trademarks, and secrets. And we also have a session on 26th December by Mrs. Maruk Rustam ji, who is also the director of Amatsaru Life Sciences. So please do not miss on watching these sessions, because these entrepreneurs, they will be giving their own examples, what practical difficulties they have faced while they had ventured into setting up their own startups. So please don't miss on watching these sessions. And on behalf of our entire IIC team, I once again thank all of you for your patient listening. So over to you, Pradnya.
Mushtaq sir, I really feel this orientation has geared up our students to innovate and participate in IIC driven activities. We are not seeing any questions in the chat box today, but I'm sure when students start applying for the activities, They will come up with their queries, and IIC team, I as a part of core IIC core committee, ensure all the students, that we will of course be there to always solve your doubts, and we will welcome you wholeheartedly to be part of the IIC. So to conclude with, we all are in the era with where many things which were part of our imagination are existing in reality. For example, we all are sitting here at home and still together discussing this very important agenda. I think this is the magic of imagination and innovation. Let us all put maximum efforts to successfully create this magic at VESCOP through IIC 3.2. With this note, I thank all the speakers and all the viewers and declare the session closed. Thank you.